Alright, welcome back to the channel. I have another treasure for you, as you read. Now, I titled this one a little bit different. Yes, these have a particular name, but I'm just going to call them Ariat Cowboy boots. And the reason why I'm calling them that, simply because this is your average, run-of-the-mill, middle-of-the-road Ariat Cowboy boot. And what I mean by that is this is your rubber sole, rubber heel, leather out, the vamp, the uppers, and then on the inside you're talking about your mesh, and then you have your all-day comfort sole. So we are talking about your very average run-of-the-mill cowboy boot. So they do have a name, but it's technically irrelevant, and I'm gonna obviously put it here, but this is a secondhand boot. I purchased this off of shopgoodwill.com, one of the best places that you could find boots at a really good price. I always shop there and eBay, because eBay you can actually find some really good prices as well. Not everybody is into buying used boots. Some people are though, and so deals can get away from you. Now, if you're looking to buy something like exotic, if you're looking to buy something like a Lucchese, yeah, good luck. Because those guys go pretty high, 200 plus, which that's better than paying, $1,000 or $800, but still. When I'm getting on that website, I'm actually looking for really good deals, and I found them. So I think I got these in very good condition. I always look at the wear on the heels, at the back portion. People like to drag their feet. I look at the wear right here across the balls of the feet or the instep, and it's clean. It's very clean. So either these people were walking around at an office or something like that. Not too much use outside, and very well kept. As you can see, I already conditioned them. So, just take a look here, and of course you can always see in my close-up shots that these are very well cared for boots, and got a great deal on these. I was able to win the bidding for about 50 bucks. And so I call these the run-of-the-mill type of boots, because these are the type of everyday cowboy boots that most people are going to buy. In other words, you're not a connoisseur of cowboy boots and you have a collection of maybe 20 pair or 10 pair or 15 pair. We're talking about you got maybe 4 pair of boots, and so this would probably be one of them. And so this is why it's titled as ubiquitous as it is, because this is the one that this is the style that you're most likely going to get. You can get a pair of cowboy boots made in Mexico, especially Ariat's made in Mexico. You're gonna get a better quality for sure, but this is by no means a horrible quality whatsoever. Matter of fact, I think the brand new price of this, and I could show you, whatever website photo that I have here of what they cost originally. Just from my recollection, I think they were like $189.99, somewhere around there. So about 190 bucks, let's say between $170 and $190. That's a decent price for cowboy boots, knowing that the average is somewhere around $200 to $220 per pair of boots. So this is not bad at all. This is still good quality. It's just not up to par of some of the Mexican-made boots, definitely some of the American-made boots, all leather constructions, all that stuff. But this is a very good pair of boots. The leather is strong. It is a little stiff, but it is strong. Okay, and if you order the right size, then it's not going to be too bad. The break-in isn't too horrible. The soles and the heels are nice and strong, rubber. They're durable enough to last you quite a few years. So definitely longer than some of the leather-soled boots. If they're Goodyear welted, even better, but I don't think that these guys are. These are usually rubber cemented. When it comes to the innards, this is just like I said earlier. It's got the mesh lining. It's got the cardboard, not cardboard, but it's the board bottom. It's not a leather bottom when you remove the insole. This has the all-day comfort insole, which is a very good insole. Like what I've been saying, if you're familiar with the channel, what I've been saying every time I pull out this insole from an Ariat boot, I wish it was the all-day comfort insole from the Ariat Circuit Patriot. Now, I reviewed the Ariat Circuit Baxton, but that had this one. It didn't have the other one. The other one had this, it had the basic foam like this, and this is no slouch. All right, drop test. Sounds good. It's thick. It's relatively thick. It's got a good layer of foam. So it's comfortable. It is comfortable. The thing is that the Circuit Patriot had this, and then on top of it, it had balls of foam that they called the massaging balls. it had the massaging balls on it, so it had additional foam on top of that. And then not only that, but just the material that topped it was a little bit different. It was some synthetic type of material, but it was almost like silky, very smooth. It was very nice. It was very nice to put your foot in. So I wish that they would put that in other ones, but they don't put it in any other boot. You can't even find it on their website. So I don't know what happened with that. If anybody knows, let me know in the comments. I would love to know where I could pick up like 10 of those, because I would buy 10 of those, put it in every one of my boots. Except for my leather soled boots. I have really come to enjoy leather top foam and then just straight up leather foam, and I'll actually do that on my next review. I'm actually going to go over these guys. I've had these for a long time, and so I did a couple of updates to them, and I'd like to share them with you. But these are actually leather soled boots. They come with an insole, but you can take them out and go leather, and I've actually come to really like that. So catch the next one when you can. Back to this. This is a fantastic boot. You know me, I have to wear a size 13 double E. When it comes to Ariat, the sizing is different. Now, if you have watched my Thursday boot review, if you haven't, go check that out. I actually talk about how those boots were so small, and the boot company that I have the biggest problem with sizing would be Ariat, simply because they are tighter right here in this portion than any other boot company that I purchased, right? I have some Tony Lamas that I just showed. That's 13D. It was a little tight here, but it wasn't outrageous. It wasn't too tight. I have 13Ds in other boots. I have 13Ds in my Justin boots, right? Whenever I bought a 13D in Ariat, except for a pair of rough outs, except for the Benchmades that I have, it was always overly tight right here, like too tight. It was just fine in the front. It was fine in the heel. It was fine right here. It was just too tight right here. So I always now purchase a double E, and the double E just gives me just enough room right here. And it's fantastic. So it's got a great strong counter. Now I believe it's composite material. It's that hardened stuff. That's the same thing that's in here. So you don't want to have anything slam on it. If it does, it's going to save your toes, but it's just not going to look as nice. You'll have to buy another pair. It's a fantastic boot. This is the type of boot that I've come to love because it's the everyday boot. It's the everyman boot. And as I like to say on this channel, I come from an average Joe perspective, and so that's how I review these boots. I'm not a cowboy. I'm not riding horses. I'm not doing ranching. I don't do farming. I may work out and doing some agricultural videos, but that's about it. So I'm doing the average everyday guy review on these cowboy boots. And so that's the perspective that I come from. And so that's where I'm coming from these. These are fantastic boots. They are really good. They're great to buy. They're great to use. They're great to wear. And guess what? Just like these were sold on the aftermarket, a few years down the line, so long as I take good care of these guys, I can always sell them again. All that being said, I love having secondhand boots that are well taken care of. It's like finding buried treasure. All right, that's enough talking for me. Let's put these guys on feet and let's see how they look with my jeans, and then we'll be out. Well, okay. I gotta say, I'm just looking at these boots in my monitor, and I'm like, these look great. These look great. So I gotta say that this color is new for me. That's something that's new for me, is this color. It's a cross between a brown red, you know, so it's like a brown and a burgundy crossed together, right? It's not brown. Usual distressed brown for Ariat is one color, but this is a little bit different, and I kind of like it. And that's another reason why this one is just going to be a welcome addition to the collection, because it's a different color that I don't already have. Again, the shiny on the boot, that's not something that you see in most boots today. They're usually matte finishes, right? Distressed finishes. So this is pretty cool. And at the very same time, as I've been saying this whole review, this is the every man's boot. As far as like the construction wise, right? You can get this in different colors. You can get it with the matte finish. You can get it with the distressed brown. If you're wondering about the jeans, these are my Georged relaxed fit jeans. So they're not boot cut. I am a bigger guy, so when you're bigger in the waist, that tends to make a boot cut jean really big at the bottom. Well, that's it for this on foot portion, and I will see you guys at the table. All right, that's all I have for you on this review of these Ariat Cowboy boots. I hope that it was informative. If you're looking to purchase, these are great boots. And if you jump into this Ariat line and you find boots that fit well and they work for you, you're probably going to stick with them. And it's not a bad idea. Ariat's been around for a very long time, as far as they've been in the industry long enough to know that their ways are going to be pretty set in their ways. They're pretty solid. They're not going to change on you. They're not going to get all bougie. As a matter of fact, they've brought out their Benchmade line, which is some extremely well-made boots. And I have a pair, and I've reviewed them, and I got those for less than these sell retail. I got them for about $150, and they were amazing. And they sell regularly for about $200, and list price is like $300. But I've never seen them sell for about $300. So all that to say, it's a great company. You could trust them. They're good. So on and so forth. That's it for me. I will see you guys on the next one.